Hello YouTube family and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. My name is Phozi. I'm a PR consultant and an entrepreneur by profession. Today I want to talk to you about something a bit serious, and that is, your compliance documents. What are the documents that you actually need to make sure that your operation, is legal and it's above board? So if you're interested in this video, then please stay tuned. The first document that you need to ensure that your compliance is in order is your company registration. Just like you have an ID document, your company needs an identity as well. So the company registration form, you register for it on the company's Intellectual Property Commission website, or you can go to the Department of Trade and Industry, any branch, and register physically. The company registration form will inform all the other compliance documents that you are going to be registering for as well. So you need to make sure that you follow that process, and it's really quite simple. So what you do is you go onto their website, www.cpro.co.za. You select a name and you make sure that the name that you want to use for your company has not been already taken. I think that whole process costs about 50 Rand. And then once you've checked and the name is free, then you can register your company name and your business. That shouldn't cost more than, it's less than 200 Rands when you register on CPro. So that is the beginning phase. And then you need to decide what kind of organization do you want to run. Do you want a non-profit, a sole proprietor? Is it going to be a company, a PTY limited? CCs, closed corporations, have been discontinued. So I think people that had registered for CCs before, some are still in operation, but I think the majority, I started as a CC, my company, Kazimla Communication, started as a CC. It was just simpler that way. But I think that has been discontinued. So most of the CCs have moved over to being, PTYs. So that is the first compliance documents that you need. There are annual returns that you have to file every year. So it's an annual fee. It does not cost that much. So you can actually do it yourself. As the business grows, that's when you can start outsourcing those services. But I would say if you're a startup and you're still new and your turnover is not that high, then most of these compliance documents as a start, you should actually be doing them yourself so that you can become familiar with the process and people don't take you for a ride. So you just need to know what's happening, what's due, how does the process work, so that you are familiar with the running of your own operation. The company registration form speaks to the number of directors that you have, obviously your returns every year annually. It speaks to when the company was started, and obviously the type of business that you run, like I mentioned, a PTY limited or a CC, etc., etc. So that's the first place that you need to start at CPro. Go there physically. If you are struggling on the website, speak to a consultant. They are more than happy to help you. It's very inexpensive to start a business. It's 125 Rand, so you can easily do that. The next compliance document that you need is regarding your taxes. So you'll need to go to the South African Revenue Services and make sure that you are tax compliant. Now, this is critical. There are plenty of branches across the country in all 9 provinces, or you can do it online if you are comfortable with that process. It's very important that you are tax compliant. Just like when you were once an employee, if you used to work somewhere before, you pay taxes, your business needs to also pay taxes. So you can start that whole process, visit your nearest branch, or go online, do your e-filing and register so that you can have an income tax number. And as your business grows, you'll have to apply for VAT. Startups don't have to pay VAT in the beginning. There's a certain amount or a figure that you need to be making, or a turnover figure that you need to be making in order to actually qualify. If you want to pay VAT, then by all means you are welcome to. But there is that tax break that has been given to SMMEs to say, no, you don't have to pay VAT in the initial stages. So all that information is on the website, or visit your nearest SARS branch, like I mentioned, and get all that information. You also will need a tax clearance certificate if you plan on doing work with the government. So this tax clearance certificate says that your business is tax compliant for an annual period. So from the time that you apply, there's that whole 1 year period where you use that certificate to apply for tenders or business with, or you want to be a vendor for government, municipalities, agencies, etc. So that document says you are tax compliant. So all suppliers that work for the public, that want to service the public sector or that want to service state-owned entities, government agencies, you need to actually apply on the Central Services Database. This is an electronic system that ensures that your annual returns, the CPRO that I mentioned, your company registration form, is in order. It checks that your tax returns, your annual returns are up to date, and it does so electronically. So if any of these documents do not comply, then you cannot apply for a tender, you cannot send an RFQ, so a request for quotation, because it means that your business is not compliant, therefore the government cannot do business with you. So it's very important that you get a handle on these compliance documents so that you don't lose out on business unnecessarily. Next on the compliance list is the pay-as-you-earn and the unemployment insurance fund contributions. So as an employer, you need to make sure that your employees are set up for these on your payroll if you have a system of that nature. I know if you're a startup, you know, you might be doing things a bit more informally, that's the word. You're doing things a bit informally. Your unemployment insurance fund is for situations when your business hits a rough patch and you have to retrench. So employees need to be taken care of, you know, during that time. So they make that contribution. It's 1% of their from their monthly salaries. And this can be for situations like I mentioned, for retrenchment, for adoption leave, for maternity leave. Should one of your employees or your workers become deceased, then, you know, the family can also withdraw from the contributions that were made via the Department of Labor. Then there is the pay-as-you-earn, which not only the employees need to contribute to, but all the directors as well. So it goes into your income tax and the National Insurance Commission. I would recommend that you hire or outsource an accounting firm if your business can afford to get, you know, these compliance documents in order, and make sure that they are reflected on your accounting system and the pay slips of your employees. Next on the list is BEE compliance, Black Economic Empowerment. Every company in South Africa has a BEE rating. This has been instituted by the South African government to make sure previously disadvantaged people, you know, have also access to the market and can compete with other established organizations. So BEE compliance is rated according to level 1 being the highest and level 8 being the lowest. So level 1 means that your Black ownership includes Black people, obviously women, the youth, people that are under 35, I no longer qualify in that aspect, and the disabled. So it's important that when you want to do business again with the government, you are BEE compliant, because they will check for that. It's part of the whole compliance documents that they need to do business with you as an entrepreneur. You have to register for that. You can actually get a BEE certificate from the CPRO website, but you need to make sure that your annual returns are up to date. The document is free. I didn't know that before, and I was paying something like 1,000 Rand every year just to get a BEE certificate, and it's actually free. If you don't have access to online services like the CPRO website, then you can go to any local police station and get a BEE affidavit that says your business is making less than 5 million in turnover, and they will gladly, you know, give you a certified document that says that you are BEE compliant. Once your BEE compliance is in order, the next thing you can look into is your compensation for occupational injuries and diseases. So this one is a bit optional, I think, for startups. It also depends on which bids like that you are tendering for, because I know there are some tenders that actually want to see that COID certificate. If you don't have employees, personally, I don't understand why you would need it, but that is a requirement in some of the government supplier databases. You can apply for it online, or you can go to the department, which is in Pretoria if you're in the Gauteng region, and you just need to find out in your province where you can access that. Last but not least on the list of compliance documents is your audited financials. So these are very critical. You need to know what is happening with the money in your business. How is the money moving in your business? So this is basic accounting, income statement, balance sheets, to assess your cash flow and to make sure that you are, you know, in tune and are on top of the finances in your business. For this, I would recommend that you outsource to an accounting firm if your business can afford to. If you cannot afford to do so, then hire a bookkeeper just to keep, you know, track of what's happening in the business from a month to month, annual basis, to have those records to know whether the business is making a profit or a loss, and to also monitor how you are using the funds in your business. This is very critical as well if you want to do, you know, business with the government, because they will request a letter that comes from an actual accounting firm to say your business is liquid and is solvent, you are on top of things, and you are making sure that your financials are being monitored on an annual basis. In closing, compliance is very important, and I think as an entrepreneur, and what I've learned is that you learn by doing. Before you start outsourcing your services, get into the habit of doing things yourself. You need a tax clearance, go on the website, struggle, figure it out. If it's not working on the website, go into the actual, you know, branches at SARS, go into the CPRO, you know, branch, ask questions, you know, so that you know. Like I mentioned, I was paying something like 1,000 rands for a BE certificate, something that is actually free. So if I didn't, you know, go through this route of actually doing things myself and learning on the job, then I wouldn't know. So ignorance is totally not bliss. You want to be intertwined and ingrained in your business before you start outsourcing. And besides, you might not even have the money to outsource in the beginning, so you just have to do things yourself. And so that once you hire people and the professionals to actually do the work, you are able to assess, you are able to check, monitor, and you understand how the process works on a strategic level, and then you allow them to do the operational, so that you are not cheated out of money, you are not cheated, or should things not be, you know, follow the right procedure, you already know that, no, this is not how it's done, etc. So it's important to be hands-on in your business, know how your money is moving in your company. Don't postpone things, you know, like annual returns. If you don't pay, you get to, you know, pay penalty fees. So procrastination will cost you money. So make sure that you do the right things so that your business can grow. You cannot expect your business to flourish if you are not meeting the basic requirements of the law, you know, and you don't want your business to, you don't want to run a business that's not legal, basically. You know, you want to make sure that your business is aligned and is in order, and you are doing the right things the right way, so that when it does grow, you're not having things that are hanging onto you or latching onto you, and you don't know how to fix them. You know, you rather fix the small things while they're still small, so that when your business grows, you grow with the business, and you get accustomed to doing things in a professional manner and also in a legal manner. So I hope this business starter kit has helped you to understand the importance of compliance documents. I hope that in future that I can delve deeper into each of these compliance documents, so that we can see, you know, why they are important and how, you know, they will help your business to excel further. So thank you so much for tuning in. And should you have any contributions you want to share, or you have questions that you want to ask about compliance, please comment in the comment section below. Please like, share, subscribe, and thank you so much for tuning in. And do hit me up if you want to engage further on this topic, or you have other topics that you want us to talk about, or have any feedback, you know, regarding this video. and have a great day. Cheers. Bye.